Welcome back, guys, to the Triple Double Watch. We are glad you guys are joining us today. We are doing a recap of All Star Weekend for baseball. A little home run derby action on Monday. All Star Game was on Tuesday. Both were exciting. Both were fun. Took place in LA, and we're going to talk about it some. So Monday was the home run derby, and had bracket of 8. It was a good contest. And so the first matchup was Julio Rodriguez and Corey Seager. Rodriguez went first. He hit 32, which was
a shocker.
Yeah.
Not really a shocker, but it was out the gate, first guy out.
For sure.
32 was
got
impressive.
it going hot, for sure. And then Corey Seager was the higher seed, so he got to go second, but or the lower, like the better seed. And he ended up only hitting 24. So Julio Rodriguez won it
which
there.
Was still
a lot, which is still good. Yeah, for sure. Moving on, Pete Alonso, reigning two-time champ, was going for his three-peat. He won over Acuna, 20-19. Acuna hit 19, and then Alonso walked it off, as they kind of do it now because it's matchup based with 20. And he kind of took that relatively easily.
Yeah. I mean, as you expect, he comes out with energy, and he's been there before. So.
Yep. So next matchup was Juan Soto versus Jose Ramirez. Soto beat Ramirez 18-17 in walk-off fashion again because he was the better seed. Pretty easy for Soto in round one.
Yeah, it's just a slower round, really.
Yeah.
Ramirez didn't put up a high number, so.
And then the surprise of the first round was 8-seed Albert Pujols, good old Cardinals legend, beating 1-seed Kyle Schwarber, the NL leading in home runs this season, beating him 2019 in a swing-off, which is just they tied at 13, right?
Yeah.
So it's about what people expected out of Pujols is 13.
Did not expect Schwarber.
Yeah, did not expect Schwarber to hit 13. So
he just
disappointing.
Did not look in it.
Yeah, and then the swing-off is only a minute, right? And Pujols went first and hit 7, which was really strong.
Really good.
And Schwarber had a good swing off himself. He had 6, but still came up one short.
Yeah, and I think at least 3 of those came in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
He went on a run.
He was really trying to get it retied or something. But I saw too where the Cardinals sent out some cheaper tickets since Pujols won round 1. They bumped down some prices for a series later on. So anyway, that's fun. Moving on to round 2, then Julio Rodriguez was facing Pete Alonso. Rodriguez went first, hit 31, and Alonso was only able to hit 22.
32 followed by 31.
Yeah,
I mean that's
just insane.
That's Pete Alonso numbers.
Exactly. No one was touching that on Monday night in those first 2 rounds, and Pete Alonso's 3-peat chances were defeated there by the rookie.
Yeah.
So
Julio was lighting them up those first couple rounds.
Yep. So then the other semifinal was Juan Soto and Albert Pujols, and Pujols hit 15, about the same as round 1. And this time, though, Soto put him away, hit 16 in walk-off fashion.
Yeah, he probably would have hit 20 or 25.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it was fun, Pujols being in it for sure, and it got the crowd going.
Past first round.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody, all the other guys that were there watching, were loving it.
Yeah, it was cool to see him come out after his first original round before the swing off, and it was before his extra bonus time, and all the guys from both sides came out and just surrounded him at home. So that was pretty cool.
They were really hyping him up, and it was fun to see. So then in the finals, it was Soto and Rodriguez. Rodriguez hit only 18 this time. Went from 32, 31 down to 18. Lost some gas.
Disappointing 18.
Soto hit a big old bat flip on his 19th home run and said, "Give me my crown."
Champ.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a fun night. Obviously, it was a little anticlimactic with a 19-18 final round, but I think it was shorter. The finals was 3 minutes 2 minutes opposed to 3 or whatever. So you don't expect the 31s in the final round, but it was still fun all night. So Julio definitely put his name out there
for sure.
And I heard that if the All Star game had went to extra innings, he was one of the three that the AL was going to send out for the new home run derby in extra innings. So.
And Julio he's been getting better every week in the majors, and he's only been up for
he almost
the
got
first
sent
3
down in May.
Exactly. And since then, he's been getting better and better every week. And, I mean, he's going to be a bona fide superstar by the end of the year at this rate.
And it's definitely that final round. You got maybe a guy heading out of his franchise in a couple weeks versus a budding franchise cornerstone.
Yeah, so Soto had a lot to prove in this. It was reported he turned down 15 years, right?
Something.
15 years, $440 million, which would be the biggest contract in baseball history, and he still turned it down, which I can understand still. At the same time, it's maybe he's not too happy with the franchise in general, and they're tanking.
And you don't really, even if you're like comfortable with a place, I don't know if I would want to be set for 15
Exactly.
years.
He can get 10 years, $350 million anywhere he wants, really.
Yeah.
So he's now supposedly on the trade market. We'll see what happens. He still has.
I have a bone to pick with this. They apparently made him fly commercial and did not give him a flight to the All Star game. He showed up to Los Angeles at 1:30 a.m. local time, Derby Day, and then went out and won the Derby and still played in the All Star game.
Yeah,
Paul Blackburn also did not get a commercial flight, but that's because he's on a poverty athletics franchise.
But W Astros then.
W Astros.
That's a rare W Astros.
Rare W. They swung in
Paul Blackburn on the Astros jet.
Future Astro, I guess.
They're trading for him as we speak.
Got to happen.
But yeah,
that's just I had to throw that out there. That is a horrible look.
For sure.
I don't care if he just turned down your offer. That's a horrible look.
Yeah, so all signs are pointing to him at least being heavily on the market this trade season. We'll see if a deal gets done.
And a horrible look for ESPN.
Yeah.
Asking him as soon as he wins the Derby what his future, what he wants his future to be. What are we doing?
They were doing that to everybody. They did it to Judge. They did it to...
ESPN's a joke sometimes.
But
don't at me.
But we'll get to some happier times.
Yeah, the All-Star game.
And move on to Tuesday's All-Star game now, which the American League won 3-2, which makes it 9
What was our prediction? I have to go back.
I said Arenado.
So I said AL
would hit a walk-off, and then he had back tightness and didn't even make the trip.
So I had AL winning.
But they would have won if Arenado was there, because he would have been in the game and hit that walk-off like I was talking about. See? So my prediction's never wrong. It just wasn't right.
You had the NL winning. What's wrong?
But Arenado's just like such a good player. Like he's
good grief.
Better than every other All-Star combined. Basically.
Oh, good grief.
But anyway,
we're really trying to get clicks, I guess.
I think I said 5-4. I think you said like 7-5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. A little bit more offense than.
The offenses were
shut down.
Honestly, it was fun overall. But American League's won 9 straight now, so the National League just
sucks.
Just needs to step it up.
But
I don't know.
I mean, you can say AL's better than NL talent-wise, but look at the last few World Series. NL.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but overall talent, I guess.
Yeah.
Not a full correlation, but yeah, I don't know. NL, get it together. You're about to, it's been 50-50 throughout history, but if you keep losing, at some point
could get out of hand.
So, but to start off the game, Kershaw was the starting pitcher for the NL. NL was the home team, so in LA Stadium, Dodger Stadium. So Kershaw got the nod. And Ohtani had an interview right before the game. He said,
in English,
first pitch, first swing. That's what I'm looking forward to.
In English. And another thing I was impressed with was with all these. I mean, obviously there was all these interviews going on, and he was understanding a lot of people's questions. So that's cool to see from the face of the face of the league.
Exactly.
So
obviously,
I'm not saying it's bad to not know English, but it's just cool.
Yeah.
To like he's understanding stuff. So.
Well, and I was thinking about it the other day, and it's crazy to think though. This is his like 5th year basically in the MLB. So he's definitely. And he just seems like a smart guy and all, too. So he's definitely picked up on a lot of things, and he's loving his time.
I was watching MLB Network on Derby Day, and they were interviewing Mike Trout. And I think it might have been the day of the All-Star game. I think it was right before the game or something. Anyways, they were interviewing Trout and Ohtani were up there, and they asked Mike Trout what Shohei's favorite English saying is. And Mike said, I think I'm going to keep that in the locker room. I said, oh, whoa.
Otani's, have you seen he's a prankster too?
Yeah.
He's just
Fun guy.
fun guy. Otani. So,
But,
first pitch,
takes the first pitch.
and he takes it up the middle,
Yeah.
and he gets a hit. Screwed over a bet I made. But regardless, besides
This
the
dummy.
point.
This dummy loves Shohei and bets against him to get one total base in the All-Star game.
Because, like, lefty on lefty, he's only going to get 2 ABs.
He was 0 for
The
8 off
signs-
Kershaw in his career.
Exactly. So the signs were pointing towards him not. But that's regardless.
Singles?
Besides the point.
And then gets picked
And
off.
then he got picked off by Kershaw. So that was kind of funny.
He wasn't wearing his. Did you notice he wasn't
Yeah, I
wearing his?
know. He just
base running
kind of
boots?
froze. He was
kinda
just like,
chilling.
he was like, oh, no way he throws over here. And then it was like,
Yeah.
oh, the ball's here.
He did. They mentioned that since he was 0 for 8 and like hadn't even walked, he had never seen Kershaw's move probably.
That's true,
So,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and he definitely wasn't scouting for the All-Star.
Yeah, I know. So Kershaw won, Otani won, I guess.
Exactly, just W's all around. But then the NL came up in the bottom of the first. Shane McClanahan was the starting pitcher for the AL, and we had mentioned we did predict Kershaw,
Yeah.
and we got it right.
We predicted Otani on the other side.
I had said though McClanahan.
Yeah.
Then you said Otani. I said that makes sense, but then he didn't pitch at all because he just kind of wasn't available to pitch. So we were kind of spot on there too. But McClanahan gave up the only 2 runs that the NL got with a 4-hit
Almost the
inning.
only 2 hits.
Yeah.
Almost the only hits.
So Acuna led off with a double, and then Mookie Betts had a single to drive him in. Then Mookie
big-
Betts got out on a double play, and then Paul Goldschmidt, MVP, best player in the league, hit
Big
a
man
solo
stepped
home
up.
run, and then didn't get another AB all game. Maybe that's why the NL lost.
Yeah.
But regardless, so then Paul Goldschmidt puts the second run of the game on the board, and then the NL after Goldschmidt, or I think they might have got another hit in that inning, but regardless, in innings 2 through 9 had a combined 1 hit. Well, that's not even combined. They just
It
had
was-
1 hit.
It was pitiful,
Yeah.
to say the least, but shows the AL pitching talent.
Yeah, for
they're
sure.
pretty deep.
Stacked.
And then the AL hitting talent showed out in the 4th, and that was it. All their scoring was in the 4th.
Yeah, so other Dodgers pitcher, Tony Gonsolin,
Bum.
pitched the 4th inning for the NL, and we were at the game, the Cardinals-Dodgers game. It was you, me, Lex,
Kyler.
which he's probably not watching this because he's a scrub, and Kyler.
Okay. Tyler's probably also not watching, but
Maybe, hopefully. Lex won't even subscribe even though he says he likes the
Okay.
content.
hey, while we're on the topic,
on the topic.
like and subscribe.
We're almost to 50 subscribers. I think we're like 46, 47 right now. So if you're still watching right now, please hit that subscribe. We really
There's
appreciate
probably
it.
like 2 of you at this point.
But we
Tony
were
Gonsolin.
at the game. Tony Gonsolin gave up like 4 or 5 runs or so to the Cardinals.
Left the game
And he
5-0 or whatever.
Yeah, left the game down 5-0. If you didn't know, he's 11-0 on the season, which is a record. Nobody started off that many wins and no losses. So we were like, wow, we're gonna finally give him a loss. And then our bullpen gives up 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and we
And we're
lose the
losing
game
7-6.
7-6. So Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers
Can I give a shout out to our pitiful bullpen?
and our pitiful manager at times. At times, some days he's got it, and some days it's like, why are you putting him?
I
in?
was walking out of that stadium yelling player of the game was Ali Marmol, and everybody was agreeing with me.
Exactly. So
But always good guy,
for sure.
Just wants to see the club win.
Yeah, exactly.
But Tony Gonsolin needs to have a loss on his record.
So Tony Gonsolin as a Dodger this year is 11-0. Tony Gonsolin as an NL All Star is 0-1 now.
Yeah.
So that's
unfortunate
I
that
feel
those
like
stats
that's
don't
the
exist.
first time that's ever happened. But
Stats that exist but do not matter.
exactly, shout out John Boy because he's totally watching too.
John Boy watches everything.
Exactly. So Tony Gonsolin gave up a hit. Then he gave up an absolute nuke to Giancarlo Stanton.
I mean, a new.
As soon as that thing was hit, I thought it was leaving the stadium, much
Which
less
he's done
the
before.
field. Yeah, but that thing was nuked, and
It was the.
you saw the picture of the contact, like that moment.
Yeah, the ball looked like it was like deformed.
Exactly. It looked like
Yeah.
a beach ball or something.
So he's now has since 2015 when StatCast was implemented, the second hardest hit and longest home run in All-Star game or not history, but
Yeah.
since 2015 All Star games.
When he gets a hold of it.
It was second to Soto's, I think.
Okay.
Soto's
yeah,
last
I remember
year.
that one.
He hit it like
that
480
thing
or something.
That thing was home run derby.
But it was course field.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
So, and then right after that, Byron Buxton comes up and follows it up with another home run to make the game 3-2, and that was the last of the offense we would see.
yeah, so they earlier in the game when they were facing like Kershaw and other NL guys, both sides had the shadows in play.
Mm-hmm.
So they had both struck out earlier in the game, and they interviewed them after their home run, and they said, "What was your approach?" And they said, "Don't strike out again." Both Stanton and Buxton said, "Well, we were just not trying to strike out again." So
So
they didn't, and that was the game-winning home runs.
a couple other neat things. Cardinals closer Ryan Helsley pitched the 8th for the NL.
Came in and throwing
And
gas.
he threw a 103 pitch in the All-Star game, which
and
was
the announcers were just shocked.
Has he hit that for us this season even?
I don't know.
I know he hit like
about
103,
but yeah,
102,
he hits
but
101 on a regular basis,
Yeah.
but 103's
thing was
stepping it up.
Yeah.
He was hyped.
So that was neat. And then for the AL in the 9th inning to close it down, Emmanuel Clase came in, and he is just
He's nasty.
he's dominant.
Nasty.
Every time I see him playing for the Guardians, it's just like, all right, that's the ball game.
Yeah.
It's just he is throwing 100 with movement though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that thing is moving, and then he's got a nice slider to go with it. And for a second, I thought he was gonna have an immaculate inning. The first two batters was three pitches, 3 strikes. Go
sit
back
down.
to the dugout.
Go sit down.
Then first pitch to, I don't even know who was the last batter, but first pitch was a ball inside, and then I think he went 3 pitches, 3 strikes. I think it was a 10-pitch, 3 strikeout inning for Clase against NL All Stars, and just said, all right, let's go back home, everybody.
Let's go home.
So he's just nasty.
Yeah, it was all their bullpen was nasty that night, but that was like wow.
Yeah. So.
Another one was Alec Manoah when he was out there.
Yep.
He had a 3 strikeout inning as well.
Yeah,
He
and that was
mic'd up
really
for
cool because he was mic'd up.
So
Yep.
John Smoltz, he was in an 0-2
Yep.
count to was it McNeil?
I think so.
And he had 0-2 count. He asked John Smoltz what to throw, and John Smoltz said slider, back foot slider. And Manoah, he liked the sound of it. He was hyped. He was like, all right, let's go. Hits him in the front foot. Hits him in the foot. So that was the down part of the inning. But yeah, he struck out the side, and then coming off the mound, he's like 3 punchies. Let's go. It was just an overall cool night with all the mic'd up moments. Like you had Liam Hendricks yelling at Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah,
you
that
had
was funny.
Cortez and Trevino. Literally, instead of doing signs or using pitch-com, they were just talking on the mics to each other. That was pretty cool. And I mean, you had
It's Stanton and
Cole,
Judge in the outfield.
Stanton and Judge, and then you had Cole and Freed in the dugouts.
That was a good one.
Yeah, there was other ones. Somebody else, I just can't remember. It was just cool.
And then they had mid-game interviews with just.
They were interviewing Miguel Cabrera on deck.
Yeah,
they had
Big
David
Papi
Ortiz
did,
go through the dugout.
Yeah.
It was just, Fox is far better than ESPN in baseball.
This is true. That's just
ESPN's
facts,
trying to get headlines literally in the heat of the moment after winning a
Exactly.
home run derby.
It's a home run. Like
Fox is over here
just
like,
lay loose for a couple
guys,
days.
just let them do stuff.
Wait,
Fox is like, let's just let them talk.
Yeah.
Naturally.
let's have some fun, and we'll talk about trade rumors when the real
After
baseball
the
starts
break.
on Friday or
Yeah.
Thursday. So
Yeah, that just annoyed me.
Yeah.
ESPN as a whole, they try too hard.
because it's like maybe for a fan it could be something like you want the headline for the fan, but for people like us, it annoys us to see Soto or Judge or whoever else having to go through that because we know they're just trying to have fun for a couple days. Like
This is their break.
this is their break. They're trying to hang out with all these other great baseball players and
Legends.
just have a good time in LA playing some ball. And they're not trying to think about that right now. Simply, I mean, they have to go through that every other day practically with their agent, probably
And
with a
especially
teammate, with
Judge
whoever
and
else.
New York media.
Exactly. So
Yeah, and they actually got a headline out of Judge. I heard I don't know who it was, that asked him if he was coming back. And guess who asked him this question?
ESPN.
ESPN asked this question. they asked him where he wants his future to be or something, or like, do you want to come back? And he was like, well, don't be disappointed. And now everybody's, he's gone. He's gone. See ya.
Ship him out. So
come on, ESPN, do better.
But regardless,
we should be the ones. We'll interview
facts
MLB players.
But
join the show.
NL, step it up. Figure it out.
Gonna have to.
You can't let AL have a double-digit streak on you. That's just embarrassing, honestly. So
that's why you need Goldschmidt and Arenado in the game for 9 innings next year.
Exactly. So you do that, you got a winning recipe.
And Juan Soto when he's in a Cardinal uniform next year.
Imagine.
What do you want?
But
just start the Cardinals lineup.
The entire lineup. And then throw only Waino and Helsley.
Well, Waino might retire.
Out of retirement.
Albert's going to be DH.
Exactly. But we're glad you guys joined us for our All-Star Recap episode. Be on the lookout for tomorrow or the next day. Yes.
Shout out Jackson Holiday. Holiday's son.
Yep.
Draft happened the day before the Derby, or 2 days maybe. No, the day before. Day before the Derby. Jackson Holiday, former Cardinal Matt Holiday's son.
Yep.
Number 1 overall to K-Dogs Orioles. So, I had to shout that out. Cardinals drafted 19 college players in the first 19 rounds. And then finally,
a lot of pitchers.
Took a high school player in the 20th round. So I don't know if he'll even sign, but
get a little experience. You know, that's just how it goes. So we're glad you guys joined us for this All-Star episode. Be on the lookout tomorrow or the next day for a preview of the second half of the MLB season. We'll talk some trade targets because trade deadline's coming up. We'll talk teams in contention, how we think it might mix up, wild cards, stuff like that. Give a World Series prediction mid-season, stuff like that. So it'll be a fun episode, be a little bit longer. Hope you guys will enjoy it. We're glad you guys joined for this one. Yeah, Cardinals or Orioles. Exactly. That's true predictions. You'll see that in the next video. We're glad you guys joined us. Until next time, peace.
Ciao.